Hello, welcome to Northwest Intuition. It's your girl T here, back with another discussion. Today's topic, we will be discussing how I, yours truly, am overcoming this Venus retrograde. So if you are new to my channel, go ahead, get your favorite beverage, sit back, relax, and just take some notes because you are here for a reason. You're here to listen to these messages for a reason. So I feel like they might be able to help you a little bit. I like to give stories from my perspective because I've come to the conclusion that I am not an expert in any of these fields, and I don't feel anybody on YouTube is. And so I can only give you from my perspective, and hope it resonates with you somewhere in your life. With that being said, like I said, I am trying to survive this Venus retrograde. For those of you who are new to my channel and don't really know what a retrograde is, in the lamest terms I can think of, it's when a planet is closest to the Earth. It's the brightest. It visually looks as if it's moving in the opposite direction that it would normally move in. So for example, right now we have our Venus in retrograde. So planet Venus in retrograde, it's very close to us. So that means that a lot of energy is going to be intense. So with that being said, I've noticed a lot of people around me dealing with a lot of muck. A lot of stuff is being brought up relationship-wise, whether it be with your spouse, coworkers, family members, whoever. But relationships in your life are sort of being tested or being cut off or being mended. Like the attention's being put towards them, put towards the people who really matter. This whole retrograde is about letting go. So you're going to start seeing relationships kind of bring themselves forward, bring themselves from the back burner. People that you haven't thought about in a while, but have been holding your energy, have been holding some sort of cord with you. They're going to start bringing themselves to the light. You're going to start seeing these situations fold out in front of you within this time period of October 5th and November 16th. This is a time for you to decide whether you want to keep that relationship or let it go. Your energy is precious, and if you're having a relationship that's not benefiting you, just lingering around and taking your precious energy, it's not benefiting you. So it's up to you to decide, do you want to keep this person in your life, or do you want to end the journey, cut them out, and allow them to learn their lessons, and then you move on to yours? This is what it's all about. So, for example, in my life, I have a lot of stuff coming up within relationships that are closest to me. For example, my kids. I'm noticing things like that I'm doing as a mother that I don't necessarily agree with. So I'm starting to check myself. I'm starting to make sure I'm changing my patterns. I'm starting to see what's triggering certain things, what is actually a method that I could do to stop my natural reaction, one that I've inhabited in myself for quite some time, and then execute it. So it's a 3-step process. What's the problem? How are you going to fix it in real time? And then how can you actually practice that? So with that being said, you might be feeling this at home too with your little ones. They might be testing you. They might be driving you up the wall, because they're feeling this energy as well. They have no idea what's going on with them. Their relationships at school are being tested too. They might be coming home, oh, so-and-so's not my friend anymore, or I'm not a part of this clique anymore. They're dealing with that stuff too. And this is where you can come in and you can say, you know what, this is a good time to start creating boundaries. This is a good time to start creating your idea of what you want in a friendship, what you're going to bring to a friendship, what you value as a friendship, and then by doing that teaching, you can say, okay, so what am I doing as a mother or a father or a guardian? to help this child? You know, how can I change my habits? That's what I'm doing. How can I be easier on my children? How can I notice that they're feeling the same energy I'm feeling? What can you do? How can you be responsible for your energy? These are all questions you could be asking yourselves. I know a lot of you are dealing with relationship issues right now, whether or not you want to stay through the holidays, whether or not you want to go through a divorce, whether or not you want to stay in the marriage. This is a good time to just sit with yourself and say, you know what? I'm not the same person I was when so-and-so and I met. What do I like now? Who am I as a person? You know, start doing some self-reflecting. You've completely changed, and so has your partner. So if you know who you are, you can relay that to your partner, and they can decide whether or not they want to be with you. They can say, oh, so you have changed, and so have I, so maybe this isn't the best option for us. Maybe separation is the best thing. Or you can say, oh gosh, yes, you have changed, so have I. I like where we're going. Let's see where we can go. Let's see where this change takes us. You know, the communication's what's needed. The new setting of boundaries. Okay, before we used to be able to do this, and this together, but I'm not comfortable with that now. So let's set this boundary. Or before, we couldn't do this, and this together because I had trust issues and I figured them out. So let's go and do this, and this. You know, there's a flip and a flop to everything. And it's up to you to figure out what your boundaries are, what you want as a person, and what you can give as a person, because it's going to be so rude just to receive. Let's make sure we are in charge of our energy and giving the best of ourselves. Let's make sure we're taking responsibility through these retrogrades. What are we bringing to the table in relationships? For example, I've noticed I've been quite an asshole this week. I have been griping at my husband, griping at my kids, feeling this energy. And relationship-wise, that's not fair to them at all. That's not fair to the people that have to see me later on throughout the day and feel my energy. That's not fair. I should check myself. I should figure out what the hell I'm going through. Well, I can tell you, I sat down, I took some breaths and realized that there were some cords I needed to cut and some new boundaries within the relationship that I needed to express. And once I expressed those, I almost felt this weight lifted off my shoulders. So the retrograde isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's actually, in my opinion, a good thing. It brings up opportunities to fine-tune our lives. I've noticed that people are kind of getting in this this mood of being stale or being in the same routine every single day. A group of friends of mine are talking about leaving social media just to get a break. It's all a good thing. Change is a good thing. What's happening is people are realizing that they've been following the same pattern for so long, and it's really not getting them anywhere in life. People are starting to wake up and say, oh, I got to take action. If I want to be happy and really interact with people on an energy level, I got to get out from behind this computer. I got to get out from behind my phone. If I want to really affect people and change people's lives, I got to be out there in the world and engaging versus hiding and just coming up with ideas. It's a good thing to have ideas. It's a good thing to have hope, but to actually execute what your plans are and what you're feeling and your goals, that's a whole other story. And that's what's so cool about retrogrades is they bring all these opportunities up for you to self-reflect, for you to let go, for you to grow as a person, for you to mend relationships. They're such great opportunities for you. And I feel like people often miss them or often think of people as just being an asshole or a bitch because they're getting the side effects of these planets. They're getting the intensity from these energies and they don't know what to do with them because they have no idea what the hell's going on. And that's where you and I come in. We can spread the word. For example, today, I was with my coworkers. They were talking pretty much what we're talking about, They're going through stresses. They're going through change right now. And I'm like, oh, it's a retrograde. Half of them don't even know what the hell I'm talking about, but they can feel it. They're like, yep, it is that damn retrograde, They can feel like something's going on. You don't have to be a spiritual person to know that there's something heavy in the air and that there's a lot of change going on. You can spread the word to people even if they don't believe. You can do that by being in charge of your own energy. You can, if you know you're in a shit mood, you've tried everything. You've tried meditating. You've tried listening to music. You've tried coloring. Whatever skills you use to get yourself out of the mood you're in, and it's just not there, give people a warning. For example, I tell my husband and kids, today's just not my day. I'm dealing with a lot of energy that I humbly don't know how to deal with. So I'm going to be in my room. I'm going to separate myself so you don't feel any of this, because I'm not feeling these feelings towards you. It's just a reaction. It's just me not knowing what's going on with my body. You kind of close yourself off and do some self-reflecting. You can write down everything you're feeling. You can write down, how it feels to be happy and how what you're feeling is not matching. You can sit there and self-reflect, because that self-reflection is going to tell you a lot about yourself. That it's going to tell you a lot about why you're feeling this way and how you can overcome these feelings. So the next time this happens, because it will happen. I mean, this track is every 1.5 years we go through this retrograde. So you're going to feel it again, but next time, because you self-reflected, you'll be a little bit more prepared. You'll almost have a weapon, like, oh shit, we're going into a retrograde. This is a relationship one. All right, I'm ready. Let's see it. You'll start seeing people come into your life and you're like, oh my God, I almost forgot about you. But you are someone that's dear to me. Like, you're someone that I vibe with. Let's get together again. Let's live it up, like let's build this relationship, Or you'll see the people just straggling along that are just wasting your time, and you're like, you know what, bro? It's time for you to grow up. It's time for you to learn your own lessons. Scoot, scoot, boot, boot. Get out my house. You can push people out and end up meeting them years down the line, and they can thank you later, saying, thank you for being that swift kick in the ass I needed, This is what that time's about. You'll be more prepared. You'll be able to say, you know what? I can say and set these boundaries without feeling bad and having anxiety and feeling like everyone's going to leave me. I can change who I am and still have people around me who care about me. I can have new likes. I can be a different person than I was 5 years ago, last year, 6 months ago, You can change. This is what this time's about, is changing, fine-tuning. Take advantage of it. Don't let it scare you away. Take advantage of it. Own it. Just be responsible when you are feeling like you're going apeshit, batshit crazy. When your energy's amped, be responsible for yourself. Separate yourself from people. Don't bring that energy anywhere if it's not needed. For example, if you do have to go to a work and you're just not feeling it, and you're just not feeling your spiritual self, and it's just feeling so easy to talk shit about someone, don't do it. Just be quiet. Bite your tongue. That's just going to be a wasted energy. For those of you who watched my weekly forecast, you noticed that this weekend's card was the Justice card. Could you imagine if you... Sorry, guys. Just got lipstick on my teeth. Anyways, so with that being said, this is why you stay to this channel, because you like when I screw up. Anyways, with that being said, could you imagine if you're sending out this energy to... people, like this negativeness, and then that Justice card's being pulled, so you're going to get that back times 3. Ew. Just don't do it. It's not going to be good for yourself. The best thing you can do is zip it up so you can get that times 3 when you're being an ape shit. You know, people will just be like, all right, they were cool when I was going nuts. You know, that's all I gotta say about this, other than it's time to declutter your relationships. If you like what you saw, if you want to join the discussion, make sure to subscribe, like, share, comment below. I love this. This channel isn't going anywhere. It's only going to get bigger, so you might as well be one of my day ones. If any of my videos happen to strike you to want a personal reading, I would love to do so. My readings are very intense. We get shit done. This isn't just going to be a reading where I got to tell you what you need to do. No, we're actually going to do it together. Like, that's what you're paying me for. We're going to get through your problem together. I work with people who get over sexual trauma, who deal with divorce, who are starting divorces. I deal with people who are fixing their marriages, who are coming out of depression. I am someone who went through a deep depression the last couple of years and know a lot about that side of things and overcoming it. So we do work. We get work done. So if you are feeling stuck, if you feel like you need a little bit of help, go ahead and check out my Facebook page, Northwest Intuition. You can look at my session options and see which one fits you. Or just message me and I will create one personally for you. Everyone deserves to feel like they can heal themselves and move on with their lives. It's not good to stay and dwell in negative energy. It's not good to harbor it either. So let's get you on the track to feeling better so you can overcome your obstacles and live the life you deserve to live. You might not be happy overnight, but you are planting that seed. You are starting your garden. So take those kudos, take the little pat on the back today for sitting through this video. Again, I love y'all. Like, share, subscribe. Mwah.